I am back again. I'm all the way over to the side, aren't I? I will move over. I didn't even realize that. So, anyway, we are talking about Synastry today, continuing that series and talking about Sun Square Pluto, what that's like when we have this between two people going on. So, this is an aspect that I like to term as hard transformation. Because Pluto is about transformation, right? It's about change. Hard change. Change that we have to work for. So when we have this one going on in Synastry, it is typically a very attractive aspect to have. Two people, they want to see what the other person is about when we have this one going on. This is a hard one to resist. This is one of the Pluto, moth to the flame kind of things that we have going on. This falls under that category. So this one, Pluto within someone's personality is, the dark things within us, the controlling things within us, the things that we haven't really accepted about ourselves. Our insecurities are very much represented by Pluto. And where somebody else strikes us in synastries, oftentimes where they bring up those insecurities, those fears. Pluto represents fear, the unconscious, the unknown, hidden things, buried things, things that we have chosen to bury ourselves out of not wanting to face it. So the sun is our identity, very much goes to our personality. It's our expression, our energy, our vitality. Represents a lot of our goals and is especially our creative thrust. So when we have Pluto in a square aspect, this is a 90-degree angle aspect within, 5 or so degrees. The Pluto person can very much want to control or dominate the sun person. Pluto is that place within us that wells up and needs to take over because there's a fear involved. There's an insecurity involved. So when we lead from a place of Pluto, we're leading from a place of need, a place of darkness, a place that needs healing. A place that ultimately is about controlling the environment, because when we have, a faith or a love or, a positivity, there isn't a need to control or to manipulate. We can go with the flow. So Pluto is that place within us where somebody or something strikes us in such a way where we justify to ourselves out of our own fear or self-loathing or fear of the unknown that we can do something or we should do something. Can also represent, or very much does represent, our resentments. So, there is a striking of the Pluto person when they meet the sun in a square aspect that really brings up the urge to take control of the sun person's sun. What is that? That is their identity. That is their expression in the outside world. It can very much also represent the physical body. Sometimes the Pluto person can want to actually take control of the sun person's physical location or their whereabouts even. Maybe it's a situation where the sun person is younger in the relationship or more attractive, and the Pluto person, that strikes them in such a way where they need to control or try to dominate the looks or that's the part of the sun person that, strikes the Pluto person in a square aspect. I see that one quite a bit. This one actually does show up in the charts of people that have a significant age difference, and it leads to control or manipulation issues due to an insecurity on the part of the older Pluto person. So scenarios like that are why you see this particular square, why two people have attracted this Plutonic contact. There's something there. So, both undergo an actual potential type of breakdown if they actually do engage in a relationship that is ongoing with this particular square. And this is a potential breakdown that actually precedes a breakthrough, because the Pluto person, really brings a lot of psychology out of the Pandora's box of both partners. So they really turn that key that lets out a lot of hidden, nasty, undealt with, past, abusive, unaccepted traits, issues, happenings, situations, things that have to do with what we have not accepted within ourselves, both in the Pluto and the Sun person. And with the Sun person, it's very much things related to their ego and what has been the structure of their ego. It can lead to kind of almost a breakdown of the ego structure of the Sun person. And they have to, reinvent their identity. They are reintroduced to things within themselves that they have, buried or neglected, not incorporated into their personality. So we see these things. The Pluto person really causes both people to puke up a lot of their past. And so there is a great deal of opportunity for change and for transformation because of this particular connection, because of what the difficulties between these people caused to happen. So, this is one where I consider this a soulmate aspect. Now, most people are going to be like, oh, what? It sounds negative. Soulmates only make us happy and bring us everything we want, and we never ever fight, and we have sex every day. No. Soulmates are people that come into our lives and cause us to grow in very real ways. There is a reason why people feel that there is a fated connection when they have a heavy Pluto contact that is difficult. It is meant to bring you into being who you are meant to be. So it's very interesting to me to imagine when we get to the other side and meet some of the people that were, created some real difficulties in our life. And we see that those were actually some of the most important people in our lives. And if it wasn't for interaction with those people, we would never have become who we are. So the Pluto person is actually a tremendous teacher to the Sun person in this case, even though this usually results in difficulties and tension between the two people. You have to understand the nature of Pluto. It causes us to grow because we have to. It causes us to grow through the experience of pain. It causes us to grow through the experience of crisis. This is actually a very intimate contact because it's almost like these two people go through a war together because of what comes up between them. So most of the time, and maybe I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I didn't. Most of the time, when we have this particular square, the really difficult parts of it are cut off. A lot of times the people don't go through with the relating with this aspect, because there is a certain amount of hostility or enmity that is created between these two people, actually fairly early on in the relationship. And it can preempt the most potent side effects of this particular aspect, because the people will not actually get into a relationship where the Pluto person can push the Sun person far enough. Now, that is very different if we have somebody with a sensitive Sun. So people, especially females or, sensitive or idealistic men that have their Sun in a water sign, if you have a Pisces Sun especially, or a Cancer Sun, or if your Sun is with Neptune or in a strong aspect to Neptune, especially in conjunction or a square or opposition, that really sensitizes somebody's identity, somebody's personality. You can push these people farther. They are very empathetic in their identity. So our identity is how we think we need to act. So we act out our Sun. And so when you see this aspect between somebody who has a sensitive Sun, we can see this one actually being expressed to the fullest extent. Typically we don't, though, because the Sun person will fight back early enough on where we don't see them actually forming a long-term relationship where the Pluto person can start to play their games. So, I hope you found this informative. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. You can find me on the internet at Truth and Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation all the time. Just email for appointment. I am mainly a relationship and intimacy astrologer, but I interpret all types of charts under the sun. You should find me on Facebook as well and follow me there, because I do daily astro weather forecast, birthday descriptions, articles and writings and information over there. So find me there, and I will be back super soon with more super cool videos. Bye-bye.